Who would have thought two guys in their mid-20s would have KD and Kyrie's legacies by the fucking throat?
Get those brooms ready.
You're really gonna say brooms?
Yeah, brooms, like in sweep.
You really think they're gonna take Game 4 for real?
Like
in Brooklyn?
Sweep. It clearly didn't matter.
You think KD and Kyrie are gonna let that happen?
They looked dead as fuck in Game 3.
They did look dead as fuck.
I'm like, shit, man. Blake Griffin looked like he wanted to do something
Blake
more.
Griffin
about it
was
than.
looking. But he was.
He looked like me in that trip that we went to in Colorado.
Oh my god!
Aaron
was about to die.
Like his soul, was wanting, to be out there. He was so happy that he was getting minutes in the playoffs, but his body, man.
He really wanted to help his team, and I think I said in one of the reactions, like, they should put Aldridge, they should put Griffin. The playoffs slowed down, this and that, and he was helping. But
he was trying.
He has not had enough practice in a real live NBA game, let alone a playoff NBA game, to like sustain the energy.
Yeah, no, for real, man.
They had even said a stat, I forgot what it was, but it was like he had only played. It was less than 10 games at least in the past like 3 or 4 months.
He hasn't played in a while, man. But hey, look, Tatum, Brown.
No, yeah, they deserve their flowers.
Look, man,
every time Brooklyn was inching towards a comeback, and that's what kept me glued to the game. Like, I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh shit, okay, they're turning it on. They might steal this one away, even though it's their home court, but steal this lead away from Celtics." But nah, Brown would come in, make a mid. Tatum would come in, sunk a three. Like, it was just like. They just
it's like look, man, like in the first 2 games what we were seeing is the Nets, they were they get into these runs. The Celtics, they were just hanging in there, and then they go in for
this was their best team performance.
This was the opposite. It was like, the Celtics, they got ahead, Nets make a run, they're like, they go for the kill. Nets rise up from the dead again. Nets go for the Celtics go for the kill.
No, I think the biggest takeaway from this series is going to be the simple fundamentals of basketball: team dynamic and chemistry, building a foundation. Because the Celtics team has been together for forever. It seems like now.
For a while, yeah.
And Nets, I'm sure even if we looked at the totality of how many games KD and Kyrie have played together, period, since they've been together, it's gonna be low enough for like, wow, that's it. In the past like 3 years now that they're together, 3, 2, 3.
It's not looking good, man.
And just the way they play ball, like one thing I will agree is I've heard a lot of chatter, and I definitely agree with Steven Jackson on this. Nash is getting embarrassed. He's like, not only is he getting out coached, but he's getting embarrassed. And when you watch the team, the Nets play basketball, there is no team basketball. It's like you can just tell like they're just like, all right,
they're
run the ball. All right, who gets the ball next? Get KD the ball, give him an ISO, this and that, and it's just like.
Look,
you guys are playing against a squad that made it to the Eastern Conference Final.
Not even that. They're the number 1 defensive team. And
I was going to say that. And that defense is being nasty exemplified by when you look at Durant's numbers these past few games.
They're nasty, but some of the plays that I've been seeing from the Nets, man, it's just stupid plays, man. Like, they're just giving away the ball. Yeah. Like, it's not even like the Celtics doing the thing.
I love when Tatum stripped it though. At that very last play, when it's like, I don't know what they were gonna see if they do something. And it's like that to me was like, not only did he snatch that ball away, but that was the moment where he snatched the series away.
No, for real.
Because Kyrie was running back. He already knew the game was over, and he's just watching Tatum take the ball up to the hoop. You know what I mean? And I think at that, in a more metaphorical sense, Kyrie was just watching his championship aspirations just disappear right in front, or run away from him right in front of his eyes.
It's all good, man. I mean, at least Kyrie has one legit championship with the.
And KD don't. He got two dynasty championships. Don't equate to one real championship. Think about that.
Don't ask me, man. Ask the people on Twitter.
Well, what's your opinion?
It's a real championship.
Oh, okay.
Shit, man, to
win a championship, guys, is very fucking hard.
It'll be ignorant if you're thinking like, they don't count. I'm like, motherfucker, have you stepped into an NBA court? Okay, I thought so. Okay, let's be real.
Have you ever played against an NBA player?
Exactly, man. Like,
I haven't, but
I haven't either.
Sure, it's insane. Right? Just playing against regular great players that you find in pickup games is more than enough to know that, all right, if he's really good in my eyes, or not really, but just pretty good, then a college player, and then an NBA player, and then an NBA star.
It's like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, let's hop on with some BTD stats on what went on over here. Get a little further, deeper dive.
Starting with the Celtics, you see Tatum with 39 points, plus 4 on the floor, 6 steals, 6 assists, 5 rebounds.
Something I want to bring up before you go into that, Tatum is actually, I saw a stat during the game, Tatum is the 7th or 8th player in franchise history. Celtics have been around for a while, so that's pretty good, to have 25 points or more and 5 or more steals in a playoff game.
And
Pretty
he
cool.
had also 9 of 10 from the free throw, which is amazing. 4 out of 13 from the 3, but it's all good. They got the W. And 13 of 29 from field goal percentage. Now, something the stat sheet won't show you is that maybe not his most efficient game, and he also has 6 turnovers, so that's... However, he made the shots that really needed to be made towards the end, so there's that.
Yep.
And of course, we got his boy... Here, the crazy part is that Tatum and Brown are not a Batman and Robin thing. Like, Tatum is obviously the better overall player, but I don't really view them as a Batman and Robin. They're more like a...
Batman and Superman.
And yeah, there you go. Superman is Tatum and Batman is Brown.
There you go. Similar to last year when people couldn't make up their minds about Giannis and Middleton. Saying like...
No. Middleton's definitely the Robin. I know he's the clutch guy. That's for sure. Over Giannis.
Disrespect. He's the closer.
But yeah, there you go.
Disrespect on
no, it's not disrespectful. But you are not going to compare Middleton to Giannis. Come on, man.
Obviously not.
Oh yeah. He's an obvious right here. I don't think it's as obvious. Brown and Tatum. You think so?
Okay. I mean,
I think Brown could be a face of a franchise if you put him in the right squad.
They're pretty damn close.
And Brown bought 23 points, plus 3 on the floor, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 of 4 from the free throw, 1 of 4 from the 3, 9 of 16 in total field goal. And Smart, 14 points, minus 5 on the floor, 2 steals, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 out of 10 from the 3, 6 of 15 from field goal. And you guys do know Williams' return to this game it got applauded, which is crazy because they were in the Nets arena. However, even the announcers repeatedly said this. How surprised they were at how many Boston Celtics fans there were in the Barclays Center tonight. And it is surprising, but keep in mind too, guys, this is the Northeast. That whole area, it's not super close, but they're pretty close to each other. So it's not a crazy train ride or drive away to go from Boston to Brooklyn. However, it shows their love for their squad.
That and look, wow, it's not as common like in the NBA, in Major League Baseball. The New York and New York and Boston teams, they hate each other. The Red Sox and the Yankees. So when it comes to things like that, like big games like that, opposing fans, they make their presence felt.
Yeah, and this is Boston we're talking about. They're like Philly. These are passionate fans. It's not like metropolitan areas that, honestly, we're from Miami. We can tell you, there's a lot of not even just casual fans, but just whatever fans, because there's just so much to do in the city. It's not, a sports team, no matter where you are, except for maybe LA, or even New York, but just the Knicks, you're not gonna that sport isn't the all and all be all for that town or city. Absolutely. And fun fact, so it turns out it is a 3.5 hour drive from Boston to Brooklyn and a 5 hour train ride, which honestly, if I was in Boston,
it's not too bad.
Yeah, right. It's like driving to Orlando for Miami. All right, for real, cool. Man, shit, man. You really trying to go?
And if you have a police,
why not?
If you have a police radar and floor to 100, you'll get there a lot faster.
And speaking of police, the Nets needed some rescuing tonight. So let's break down.
That's
these
where Ben
stats.
Simmons is gonna come in. No, he's definitely not.
Yeah, what happened, man? He was supposed to come in this game.
Yeah, now his back's gonna hurt again because if he stinks it up in Game 4, we'll be like, oh, it's all Ben Simmons' fault.
Yo,
that's just his mindset.
And let's start from Kevin Durant. Like. 16 points, -2 on the floor, 5 turnovers, 1 steal, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 of 2 from free throw, 2 of 3 from 3, 6-11 from the field goal. Yes, guys. Yes, you're hearing or reading that right. That is 11 field goal attempts from Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all time. Not just in today's all time. Like, it is insane how little this guy is shooting the ball.
And just as concerning,
last game too,
his free throws. How many free throws did he attempt?
Yeah, only 2.
That's Kevin Durant, or is that his stunt double?
I mean, you know who played like KD for the squad? Who? Bruce Brown.
Oh yeah, man.
26 points, +1 on the floor, 5 turnovers as well, 2 steals, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 of 6 from free throw, 2 of 7 from 3, and 10 of 19 from field goal. Now, when you're looking at that 4 of 6 from free throw, yes, that's a nice percentage. Like, that's two-thirds. But he did miss one very, very important free throw with less than 2 minutes left in the game that I feel like if he made that free throw, the very last few seconds and minute of the game would have maybe been a little different, because that's when it matters a lot. Like, 1 point literally carries a shit ton of weight and value.
No, absolutely.
Then Kyrie, 16 points, -3 on the floor, 3 steals, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw, 0 of 7 from 3, 6 of 17 from field goal. And Seth Curry, 10 points, -3 on the floor, 1 steal, 2 assists, 1 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the 3, 4 of 8 from field goal. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of expected Seth Curry to do a little more in this series. And then Patty Mills, this is some guy I was speaking about earlier, or like in the earlier reactions, that I feel like he can also be an X factor for the squad. And tonight he kind of did that with 12 points, +4 on the floor, 1 block, 1 rebound, 4 of 5 from the 3, 4 of 5 from field goals. And then let's talk about Blake Griffin. While the stat sheet don't show, like we were saying earlier, that man was out there. 8 points, -4 on the floor, 1 block, 1 rebound, 2 of 2 from free throw, 2 of 3 from the 3, 2 of 4 in total field goals. So shout out Blake Griffin. Like, yeah, I'm always gonna vouch for you, man, because he's just a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Something I do want to bring up as well, a little bit concerning for the Nets. They were saying this in the commentary. Drummond, what the fuck, man? You were like a 4-time rebounds leading in the NBA. Like, you don't do that like coming out of your ass, like, for lucky, man.
I didn't even bring him up when I was saying the stats.
And I'm like, bro, like, I was looking at the game. There was a lot of like shots that the Celtics were missing, and Drummond, like, he's trying to get the rebound, and like they're just tipping out of his hands. And I'm like, bro, like the commentary, like I think Mark Jackson was saying, like, bro, just fucking grab it. You're like 7 feet tall, man. And I'm like,
as I've been watching these Nets play during this series, sometimes I'm wondering, like,
you can't blame Steve Nash for that. That's
how the practices are going, and that's where I may blame Nash a little and the other coaches on the team, because like, I get they're older. A lot of these people, like Drummond, Griffin, KD, even Kyrie, even Seth, they're all 30 plus. Right? I think Seth is also 30 plus, or maybe Seth is in his late 20s. I'm not sure. Do they take it too easy in practice? Is that a thing?
Seth is 31.
Because
spring chicken.
And like, yeah, because if you're not playing intense in practices, it's gonna be harder just to turn that switch on in the games. Like, that's just a known thing. Like, if you don't know, which I'm sure most basketball fans are aware, the reason Michael Jordan was so fucking good, like literally, this was one of the main reasons, was because that guy would literally treat every single practice. At this point, I don't even think it's hyperbole. I really do believe it, because I've seen so many players say it in so many different like docs and clips and interviews. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're like, Jordan would come into every practice and treat that shit like it was a fucking playoff game. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. And it was and then he's talked about it. He said the reason I did that was so if the game is on the line, like however hard the loss or the win was in a practice game, and whatever I'm doing in that practice, that means when I take it onto the field or the court in this example, and am doing it in real life in an official game, a playoff game, a finals game, it's just going to be mechanics. Because at that point, yes.
Definitely.
So, and I feel like, I mean, and also the reason I have this opinion that if they're taking it light in practices, it's just like, just how the Nets team has been operating. Now, absolutely. I've said in the playing reaction, I was like, hey, who gives a fuck about the part-time jokes, Kyrie proving everybody wrong, whatever. And now, with a more serious squad, a more capable opponent, like, now is when we're seeing, okay, is this an effect of the cause of Kyrie doing that whole protest or standing up for his right earlier on? And it has nothing to do with that, but it has to do with the fact that you were missing games, missing practices because you couldn't step into the building, and not there probably for team meetings, film. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not part of the next organization, but like, just think about all of that. And bro, you and KD and the squad themselves, you guys have already not played enough games on a court for the amount of time you guys have been together. Is this really a good idea?
Facts.
And now we're kind of seeing it. Yeah.
So based on everything that we've seen,
they're gonna win Game 4. Do not fucking tell me it's a sweep.
Okay.
I'll be.
All right. Nah.
I'll be a little shocked. It's not that I don't think Boston can win Game 4, but I just have a hard time thinking like, there's no way KD and Kyrie and Steve Nash are going to allow a sweep. You know how embarrassing that is for this? It's embarrassing for any team. But Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors to go to this fucking franchise to get a championship for himself. Kyrie left LeBron, one of the greatest players of all time, aka that would have been his mentor. That's why I'm stressing that. To go to Boston, and then to go just to leave, and now you guys team up to prove, I'm sure not just to the public, but to yourselves, and it is fucking crashing in your face right now. And on top of that, like, this is also the season where you guys had a big three, like literally three top 75 players of all time on the same Kyrie technically didn't. Well, he didn't make it, but
he should be.
In the same squad, and then you lose the third piece. Like, imagine if Chris Bosh or Dwayne Wade or LeBron had left the Heatles at any point before LeBron left. Like, it would have just been like, what the? Like, especially halfway through the season. So, like, there's just so much. It's too much toxicity, man. It's too much toxicity, and I feel bad at this point. Like how much shit they're gonna get. And at this point, I would always defend them, like, you know. And I think we both, like, they would get too much shit. KD and Kyrie, like I think some people get too into their feels about shit like this, like sports and whatever. Like, give them a break. They're people too. But at this point, with all the shit y'all have talked and all the I'm not getting into it. Now it's kind of not well deserved, but it's kind of deserved. You know what I mean?
I don't feel bad at all. They played like ass. They deserve the criticism for playing like ass.
Not just the criticism. They're gonna receive an immense wave of negative.
Yeah, but if you think that's
these
bad,
are humans too, man.
It's not gonna be as bad as you think. Let's just put it this way.
You don't. If they get swept.
Look, if it was LeBron, it'd be like the end of the world. Everybody in the
KD is the LeBron now.
No, he's not.
He is.
He gets a.
He's a notch below, obviously, but LeBron isn't LeBron anymore. I think the general consensus has reached that point. So now, who's the guy? It's KD, because Giannis is the guy, but the guy is like KD, because, you know, he's been in the league so long, he's done a lot of things, he's historical.
That'll be a topic for another day, but I'm just gonna end it with saying, look, man, it takes no genius to look at this. I see blood here in the water. It's bloody as fuck waters, and
so why don't you think they're gonna get that much negative criticism?
That'll be a topic for another day.
Just get it. Just summarize it.
Like, look, man, they might get a pass for like the whole thing that's going on, and like, look.
Wait, what whole thing going on?
Like with the whole COVID part-time thing, and be like thinking like, oh, it's not all KD's fault, and like, blah blah blah. But look, Boston, it's in their incentive to go for a sweep. You know why? Because the next team that they might face in the series is going to be either the Bulls or most likely the Bucks. And they're going to want to be as rested as possible because that's going to be a slugfest.
What I love about how the bracket is set up this season.
I think you said that's the group of death.
Yeah. It sucks. Thank God the Heat aren't on that side.
For real, man. I'm like, shit. It's like, man, like when it comes to the conference finals, like I think the Heat are gonna be a lot fresher mentally. No disrespect to the Sixers. I'm sorry, man. You guys are not making it to the conference finals.
Yeah. No.
A lot fresher mentally than the Celtics or Bucks killing each other, like going through right now what they're going through.
Yeah. But what I love is that no matter what happens, Miami is going to face a previous opponent that they have faced in
That's great.
an intense matchup. The Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals literally just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or the Bucks, who they have faced twice in the past 2 playoffs, and this would be the 3rd time. It'd be like a trilogy, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, we took one, they took one.
We're going to take the other one.
And then with the Celtics, all right, we took one. What if the Celtics snatch it back? You know what I mean?
Scared.
Yeah, because one thing I do, one of my biggest takeaways from this game and this series is that the Celtics are peaking at just the right time, and not just that, their development is peaking right now. Like everything we've talked about, and by we, I mean like us as fans, the media, and everything has always been like Smart, Brown, Tatum, great potential, young player. You know that whole joke, and he's only 19 for Jayson Tatum.
And he's only 19.
It's like what we're witnessing, I think, in this first round against the Nets is the fruition of everything we were waiting for. And like, I wouldn't say expecting, some people were expecting, but at least hoping like, okay, this is what they're gonna develop into. And now it's like blossoming.
Yes.
And I really hope it doesn't blossom too hard, because to be honest, they could beat the Heat.
No shit.
All right.
Like, I'm not.
I don't know, man. You're like, oh, they're going to the finals for sure.
I'm not that high on the Heat Kool-Aid. I'm like, shit.
Okay.
I'm like that's why I'm glad.
The way they're playing in this round, man. If they play like that towards the Heat, I'm sorry, man. The Heat lose.
No, they won't lose. It just won't be easy. It's gonna be a slugfest. The Heat have the personnel to go head to head with the Celtics.
The way Tatum and Brown are taking over games right now, man.
That's nice and all, man. But the Heat, they're a defensive juggernaut as well. They can find a way to slow that shit down. All right, and Eric Spoelstra's gonna find a way.
I'll give you that. Eric Spoelstra's definitely coach.
Come on, man. It's a come on, man. Like the Celtics coach, he's a good coach. But Steve Nash.
He's no Brad Stevens.
Come on, man. That's like Steve Nash is like going against somebody in NBA 2K in rookie mode or in pro. Like when it comes to coaching, man. The way how you say. But anyways, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Are the Nets fucked? They are fucked. But how fucked are they? Are you gonna blow this shit up, or what are gonna happen?
Do you think the Celtics are making it straight to the finals now, seeing as they're playing now?
Or win the finals?
I'm sorry, but if the Celtics beat the Bucks, with Middleton coming back, of course, like if he's playing regularly at this point,
they're gonna need Middleton.
And they beat the championship Bucks team, I probably got the Celtics making it to the finals, and a Warriors Celtics finals. That'd be dope. A Warriors Heat finals. I just want to see the Warriors in the finals. To be honest, I forgot. Actually, yesterday when we were at the dinner, started talking about that shit. And it's just like the Warriors in the finals actually seem like a really fun watch, and they're not the Dynasty Warriors anymore. So there's not like that villain. You know, and people are gonna hate. It's like, oh no, this is a legit Splash Bros plus like a Splash Trio triplets. Like, what is happening right now? Yo, that'd be crazy.
It's like for real.
And then whoever they face on the East is just like, I'm sorry, I think the Warriors might take it all.
We'll see. So. But the most important thing to see who's gonna win the championship, I know you're gonna say no shit, is health. Whoever's the healthiest. Is gonna end up winning the championship.
Well, when you got snipers like that, hey, they're not driving it in as much. I mean, Jordan Poole does, but they're not driving it in as much. So I think they have a less risk injury. You know, knock on glass or.
We'll
you know, last night when I was at the dinner, my boy pulled out his phone and he literally We were watching the Heat game on the table because the restaurant didn't have fucking table, but didn't have fucking TVs. I thought they would have a TV. Wouldn't you expect especially nice restaurants to have at least like a TV in the corner, like by the bar area? Nothing, man.
Should have gone to Lamar. You're being cheap, so it ended up biting you in the ass.
Shut the fuck
How much
up.
you ended up spending, but even with trying to be cheap?
I wasn't trying to be cheap, dude.
It didn't. Yeah. Anyways, I guess that might get. Damn. That got awkward. I fucked up. Whatever. If you got to this point, I think it'll make us feel better.
Just do a clean cut.
Just hit the sub. The pity sub. And anyways, guys, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all podcast streaming platforms.
Please sub. We're begging you. We're this close to 1,000, guys.
Yeah, for real.
This close. And once we cross 1,000, we may have a giveaway for you guys. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Just hint.
Hint. Wink,
It's not at 1,000 though.
Yeah.
Probably at 2022 because
We're
obvious
reasons.
We're corny like that.
Exactly. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys soon. For now,
take care.